Who wants to start?
I know who is gonna start. Do I need to hold this or not?
Adrian, thanks for speaking with us. I think from the players, their takeaway was the game came down to some small details at the back more than structural breakdowns or lack of possession or lack of doing what you had intended, big picture. What did you see play out in terms of this was kind of an odd game to end 3-2, given the lack of chances at both ends?
Yeah, I agree. I think today probably we've done enough, just to get more than a loss, to be honest. But also we need to accept it. We need to respect also what Orlando has done. I think we all know that they are a good team, and it wasn't an easy game today. But in terms of creating chances, I think we had our opportunities, and then those first two goals, especially, I think. We're in key moments, after you score, then at the end of the first half, sorry, we've conceded the first one, and then just at the beginning of the second half. So I think that's important, something that we obviously we want to avoid. But yeah, I think the team can take a lot of positive things from this game. It wasn't an easy one because where we are coming from, obviously they had the same schedule, so it was an equal game against a great opponent, and yeah, as always, I like to take positive things, and learnings from each game.
You know, obviously, because of the number of games, I imagine informed the lineup, the rotation. How do you think some of the players that maybe haven't been playing as much as the season has gone on, how do you think that they fared today?
They've done a great job today, or in our mind, we had to prioritize those rotations, try to protect the players because again, we are coming from, 2 crazy weeks, honestly, with a lot of games. Especially last week, we are gonna play. We've played, sorry, 3 games, I think, in 7, 8 days. So we need to prioritize that, and I think it's important that they can also feel that they can start the game, they can be important, and we need to prioritize sometimes other things than just the result, knowing that now most of the players are gonna go with the national team and a lot of travels out of the country. Most of them they have 2 games, even US they have 3 games, so we don't know what's gonna happen there. So we wanted to be aware today and try to be a little bit more conservative and making those subs. So I think they've done a great job, and that helps them, and also that helps the team to have more depth. It's the same, and we always, according to the profiles that we have, we adjust a little bit how we build up, how we press, and trying to, knowing our players, their strengths. But at the end of the day, we've been working together for a long time, so we all know what we want to do, which spaces we want to occupy or we want to attack. So it's just a matter of details to just maybe put some players together and try to emphasize more a way to progress, maybe sometimes with 2, with 3, sometimes, exploding a little bit more, behind or the width, according to who is there. But at the end of the day, the general idea is the same.
Can you speak on just Sophia Campore as a player and how her importance is going to be in the playoffs next season, everything like that?
Well, she's doing a great job. I think it wasn't easy because she was coming from a long season, and then the Euros, she couldn't have the rest that probably she needed. So coming here to a new country, adapting to a new environment, a new league, with the intensity that we have in this league is not easy. And I think she's performing really good. Obviously, we feel that she's a little bit tired, because of as what she's been doing in the past, and now is the last stretch for her. But I think it's a player that is gonna help us a lot as a forward, as a 9. Also, she can play as a lead, as a wing, for example, today, but kind of fake wing, just going inside. We can have two strikers with her on Monday. Really hard working player, and also I think she feels really good with the team. So yeah, super happy.
Thank you.
Right behind you.
Hey, I'm curious, when we talk about securing the number 2 seed and home field and things like that, how much does the current reality align with your ideal vision or how you'd like to head into the playoffs?
What do you mean?
So I'm curious, if you're maybe making a checklist of the things you'd like to see, the things you would hope for.
The playoffs.
And in the playoffs, how much does reality align with that vision?
That's a deep question.
Yeah.
Wow, I wasn't ready for that. I think we are in a good spot, honestly. Because what we are seeing now, I think again, it's a matter of details, sometimes the games, but I think the team is more than prepared to face any opponent. I haven't had the feeling that we had a bad game or an opponent that was, much better than us. Obviously, we've been playing a lot of games, but the feelings are having great, honestly. And as we always say, we have a lot of options, a lot of depth. All players are involved, and building that going to the playoffs, that gives you a lot of options. It doesn't matter who start, or you can attack, defend in a different ways. We can be unpredictable, and according to who we are gonna play against, so we can adjust a little bit. But I think we are in a good way to have a great performance in the playoffs. Honestly, I know that in professional sports, the results are the most important thing. But to be honest, and I say that if when we were winning, when we were tying, and when we lose, also I say the same. So the result is there. Obviously, it's our aim, but we are building something else. I mean, as a coach, you need to also take other things about what you do, how you train, how you perform, how the process is going, the interactions that you are building. Because sometimes in the past, maybe we got a better result, but maybe we didn't play as we wanted. So it's the same. So we are always ambitious in terms of what we want to achieve, what in terms of behaviors. Then the result is a consequence. Sometimes you don't do too much and you get a win and you can get confused. Sometimes maybe you do a lot and you lose. This is part of the game. So I don't think this result is a key factor, to be honest, because again, we've been building a lot of, situations, and the mindset that we have, we know how to, avoid those situations where we are not identifying just with one result. Because if not, I think you can get confused. You can think that you are too good when you win, and now we can think that we are too bad because we lost a game, and that's not true. So the message was clear for me, for the players. I think we've done a good job. Now it's time to rest the ones that we can. Some of them, they don't have rest because they are going to travel and play with the nationals. So try to be as healthy as possible, as healthy as possible. Try to come back, prepare the next one, and then get ready for the playoffs.
For you as a coach, this team is very international, so you have people going all different places, playing all different types of games. How do you go into next weekend? Like, do you watch every game? Are you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and is it nerve-wracking because they're no longer on your team and you're like?
No, I'm super proud of them. I mean, if I'm selfish, I would say like, okay, I don't want them to go with the international team because I want them here. But no, that's not. I mean, I'm so proud. Just seeing now, for example, Keisha going with France, first call up for her. She was yesterday almost like wow, So this is also why we work, and try to help them to develop as a team, individually with the international, teams. So seeing that we have a lot of players going with the national teams, I think that means something. It seems like we are doing a good job, and representing your country, I think, is something that you need to be proud of. So as a coach, I'm super proud of them. So I will follow them for sure.
Take one more from Jason.
Kind of building on that, I'm wondering, you mentioned Keisha, it adds to the number of international teams you have to have good relationships with. How have you been managing that? It seems like it's rapidly expanded this season with the number of players that have come in. How have you sort of had to manage those relationships as far as, you probably don't want Tara to play 270 minutes for the US, for example.
I cannot control that. The only thing that I can control today is just give her rest, just in case. So that's why she didn't play today, and because she's been playing a lot of minutes. So again, and trying to be supportive. International players, I think all of them, they want to represent their country. We need to support that, and then obviously trying to have a good communication with the national coaches if we can, or the staff, trying to be connected if as best as possible to help the players in terms of what they were doing, what are they gonna do there once they finish. Obviously we need to get all the information to see how they are in that moment. At the end of the day, we work together to help the players as best as possible, and yeah, things that we cannot control. I don't want to waste too much energy. The only thing that we can do is what we've been doing, making rotations, try to recover as best as possible. They are understanding now that this is really important too, because it's the first year that we are playing two competitions. And I think we've done a great job also managing CONCACAF and the league. And yeah, a big learning for the players, for the staff, and yeah, I'm proud of how we're managing this.
Thanks, Audrey.
Appreciate it.
That's it. Andrew, nothing from you today?
We haven't called the question.
I was expecting something. We can grab a beer later if you.
And still Orlando Pride lost. You have a lot of positive questions. I have to be the one who has to make the negative ones. How was to play against Orlando Pride and also against Marta?
Yeah, I think it's still, for me in my second year, a little surreal every time I step on the field with Marta. And obviously the Pride has a ton of talent and a ton of depth on their roster as well. And so we knew that coming into today, it was going to be a challenge. And today they got the best of us. And I think honestly, the timing of this is really positive to poke some holes in our game right before for playoffs, so that we kind of have this international break coming up and one more game against Utah to shore up those holes and make sure that we can kind of fix the things that we need to fix before we head into the playoffs.
And how do you manage to having too many games in 1 week, and also some players they going international, like Rebecca, she even say hi and bye because she has to travel. So how you handle all these situations?
Yeah, I'd just say, I think we talk about this a lot, and I think Kate mentioned it too. Like, the depth on our team is, I think, really special. I think we kind of touched on the last question, but we ask a lot of our players, and everyone has seen a ton of different roles throughout the year. So I think that's been really special, especially with these CONCACAF games. As you mentioned, 3 games in a week is never easy, but I'm proud of what we've put out from, I guess, the start of last week to the end of this week. And yeah, as you said, international break, some people get to more time to rest and some people have to go back to their national teams. But I mean, I'm just really excited for all the players that get to go to their national teams, but also, I guess, the much needed rest for the rest of us as well.
Jose.
Hey guys, it's for both of you. Aubrey kind of mentioned it was the little mistakes that led to Orlando getting the result. From your vantage point, where did you feel Orlando succeeded in getting those opportunities to get the win, and where do you feel this team can go to bounce back from that, especially as we head into the playoffs, as you mentioned?
Yeah, I think Aubrey was correct in saying that it was the little details, kind of little things being switched on set pieces, knowing roles there. I think it comes down to some little 1v1 defending moments that can make the difference in a tight game like this. But the good thing is that those are very fixable things. And that's on us, right? Like, so we get to go back on the training ground and work on those and try to improve and fix it heading into playoffs. And like I said before, I think this was good timing if it was going to happen now.
Good side in the back.
This is for both of you. So fans have been chanting for DC at the 51st minute for several games of the season now. I'm just wondering what both of your thoughts are.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're in a unique situation where we get to kind of be a voice for our city and represent kind of a lot of diversity that the city stands for. And I think that we just like to show our support for the city and whatever the city is feeling at these times. Like, I think that's great that our games are a place that they can represent themselves and make a stand for something larger.
I wanted to ask, since no one has asked Paige yet about your assist. That really did a good job of riding that line, staying in bounds. What did you see on that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was just thinking, I don't even think I even saw Sophie. I was like, I just need to get on this ball and see what happens. And I didn't think I was gonna, to be honest, but somehow I got more power on it than I thought I was. And if you look at the replay of Sophie's goal, like she snuck it in the smallest little gap. So it was cool. I didn't get to see it. Like I was kind of on the ground. So it was nice to watch the replay and see that.
And go here.
Hi, you say the thing I need to fix, little thing, what do you think? I think I need to improve close to the playoff games.
Yeah, I think obviously it's nice to get a goal off a set piece today. It's not so nice to concede off a set piece today. So those are little details that we can shore up on the training field for sure. I think some of our defending in wide spaces, Orlando presented some different rotations that were a little challenging to us. So I think working on that relationship between outside back and winger, that's an area for us to improve as well.
Take one more from Jace.
So this is for both of you. We asked Adrian several questions about approaching the international break from the perspective of several players are going to leave. I think Rebecca had to be brief with us because she's got to go like now. But I'm wondering how you approach the international break with, I'm assuming probably a couple well-earned days off here, but then after that, how do you approach that given it's kind of a strange moment of the season to have like one game and then the playoffs coming out of a 2-week break?
Yeah, I think as Kate keeps mentioning, I think like these 2 weeks are definitely, obviously we don't have the full team, but we can still practice those things like being cleaner on set pieces, watching those rotations with getting that communication with outside backs, outside forwards, any of types of those relationships, even though that might not be what is going to be on the field come quarterfinals or semifinals. I think just an identity of our team and growing those identities when new people step